All right, welcome back to the Spin and Backfist MMA show. It is Robbie Fox, Jack Mac. No Big Ev today. Unfortunately, he's traveling for work, but we are here with the steamroller, Matt Frevola, one of the most recurring guests on the Spin and Backfist show,
I would say 100%. He's up there with Johnny Eblin.
Johnny Eblin, the steamroller, maybe just you two. I think you two are probably in the lead.
Tom's probably up there too.
Tom's getting up there at this point too. Do you know Tom? Was that your first time meeting Tom?
No, I've met him once before, but he's a man.
He's huge.
Big guy, nice guy. Really nice guy. Both you guys. It was like, it's nice having two UFC fighters in the office overlapping and knowing there ain't going to be a fight breaking out between these guys.
We don't know. I think Matt had cheese roller too, so you never know.
Yeah, we're rolling
tag
deep
team
over
match,
here.
a handicap match against Aspinall.
How's it? How's Dad roll of life?
Dude, it's going great. You know, Cash is growing up. He's like 4 months old now, so he's like smiling. He's starting to roll. We do training every day. I've already got him doing his sit-ups.
Ray Longo's yelling at him.
Yeah, bring him to the gym like every couple days, and you know, he just watches. He does his tummy time. He works out his neck, but it's awesome, man. And then seeing Aspinall in here and his dad, like the relationship that they have, it's amazing, man. And then, you know, hopefully I'll be able to do that with Cash one day. I mean, maybe not in fighting if he chooses fighting. But I'm thinking he's gonna be on the Mets. He's gonna be on.
He's gonna be on the Mets.
Oh hell yeah!
We're going to Williamsport. You know, we're gonna play some baseball and
Cash Frevola. I can imagine that on the back of a jersey, Frevola and like that.
Yeah. Great name. Well, no, yeah. I mean, you got to tell.
It's Cohen. A good baseball name. It is.
You got to tell Cohen to sign him.
Yeah, he's gonna be a bat boy first and work his way up in the organization.
You already got the full story written out for him. Hey. But you mentioned fighting, like. Have you thought about that already? I assume you have as a fighter yourself. If your kid came to you and said, hey, I'm really passionate about this, I want to go into fighting, you would have to support it, right? You would have to be like, let's do this.
Yeah.
But it's tricky. You know, fighting's, of course, the one where you're like, I don't know, man, it's fighting.
Well, it's tough. It's tough. You got to really have the love for it.
Yeah.
So, like, I even like seeing these amateurs guys come up, like you could always tell, like, because they're like guys who are all about the money. I just want to, you know, I can't wait to be making money and all this stuff. If you are fighting for the money, you're never going to make it. Like you have to fight for free. You have to pay to fight. And then eventually, like, you know, hopefully you're able to make some money. But going back to Cash, you know, he knows, you know, his dad's the steamroller. He's going to have pressure growing up in Long Island like that. But it's whatever he wants. I want him to play everything. He's going to play soccer. He's going to play baseball. He's going to play lacrosse. He's going to do whatever. You know, his mom wants him to play hockey. But I'll tell you, he's going to know how to fight. He's going to know how to defend himself. He's going to be hitting pads. He's going to be boxing. He's going to be doing Muay Thai. He's going to be wrestling. He's going to be doing jiu-jitsu. He's going to know how to defend himself because, you know, there's people out there that might test him and he'll be ready.
Yeah, wrestling seems like a great way. I mean, it's tough. It's very competitive, but to get it to college, even to get in. Obviously college, I mean, what will college look like when Cash is 18 years old? But
like, we are talking about things way in the future already here. Yeah.
Yeah, but wrestling, I mean, I know a lot of like friends who are legit idiots that went to like Ivy League schools because they knew how to wrestle.
I was going to say
it's all that it takes. So it's like there is a benefit.
Even present day, does he have his own custom Rolla name? Like, is he just Steamrolla Jr.? You're the Steamrolla. Your brother's the Cheese Rolla.
Rolla does work.
Cash Rolla works.
Cash Rolla is good, but
Cash Rolla is pretty good.
Brian came up with a couple good, or Brian's brother came up with a couple good ones.
Stroller Rolla. That's pretty good.
Stroller Rolla.
Well, that's got to be...
He'll outgrow that one, but for the time being, that's definitely the front runner.
It's got to be kind of sick, though. Like, when he first becomes... I mean, obviously, he knows what's going on now, but he's 4 months old. But once he becomes 7, 8, you can turn on the tape, turn on the...
Here's a couple sick knockouts.
Yeah, here's what
your old man steamrolling people.
Like
yeah,
in MSG, you know that.
Is that like, the Frevola version of becoming a made man? Is you get a Rolla name?
That's a good point.
Yeah, you know, I think it is. But
bring him in for a nice ceremony. It's like, you are now the Cash Rolla.
Yep, and he is. You know, he's part of the Rolla clan, and I can't wait for him to grow up and just it's been amazing. And you know, just having him in the gym though, like he's surrounded. He's already like watching. I have him do tummy time, and he's just like watching everyone hit pads and stuff. So it's cool having them in there.
What's tummy time? Like you just put them on the tummy?
Oh yeah, with babies they got to
Yeah.
do tummy time.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
You
But
put them, and then they just keep their head up there. He's working his neck. He's working his
Because
neck
I think if they're on their
muscles.
back too much, their head gets flat. Is that
and
correct?
then their neck muscles
Is
don't.
that why I think you're supposed to do tummy
Yeah,
time?
but they got to build the neck muscles.
Neck muscles.
Cash is going to have traps for
He's gonna be
days.
doing bridges and shit, like wrestling bridges as a toddler.
He's going to be catching bears in those traps.
It's good.
You mentioned the Mets. We talked about the first pitch last time and a little bit of the Cohen came to watch you fight and stuff. How did the relationship between you and Steve Cohen actually start? Did he just find out you're a UFC fighter that's a huge Mets super fan or no?
No. So I've always lifelong Mets fan, and then my brother, found a connection and got us field passes, and we were on the field for a game. We were just like amazed.
Yeah.
And just having a great time.
This
and
year,
then,
right? This season or no?
2 seasons or maybe 3 seasons ago now. But
It was a while ago because he showed.
That's true, 'cause he was at- yeah, he-
22
Yeah.
jersey
Yep,
when you fought Dober.
it was
That's
maybe
right.
yeah, maybe 3. But
I walked in with him, almost got a video for Tank.
nice.
But I was like, I'm not gonna do that.
But we just I start talking to this woman. She's like amazing. She's super cool. And we just hit it off. I had no clue who she was. And it ended up being Alex Cohen.
His wife.
Yeah, his Steve Cohen's wife. And she was like just the coolest woman. Like she was just super accommodating. And then she walks away and then like security guards come up to us and they're like, "Hey, you just got invited up to the Cohen suite." So then we were like,
That's
you
pretty
guys
sick.
want to watch the game up there? And we were like, hell yeah, let's go. So we got to go up there and hang out with Alex and meet Steve. And I think that was the time where the Cobra Kai guy.
Oh, Paul Walter
Yeah.
Hauser? Or
No.
Ralph Macchio?
Yeah, Ralph Macchio was there. So we got to meet Ralph Macchio, and Mookie Williams was there.
I aspire to get to the level where you could tell your security guards, hey, go invite those guys. You know, when it's like the security guards go over and they're like, you've been invited.
yeah,
Oh, that's
send him up.
That's pretty baller.
That's baller.
yeah.
No, he's I remember he was at, I think it was after a Mets game. He went to your fight against Dober. And then I didn't know, I was gonna guess that it was the trumpets that were what made the connection, but I guess not. Were you doing the trumpets before you met him?
No, I think that's right
Probably around the same time,
Yeah,
right?
right around the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we got to meet Timmy Trumpets. Timmy Trumpets is my boy now. He's the coolest dude.
When are they going to let you get those shorts, though? Those orange and blue? Because they've been letting so
Yeah,
many
right?
fighters customize theirs lately. Purple's flying around everywhere. Every time I see it like that, I'm kind of like, all right, where's Frivola's orange and blue?
Yeah,
Patty's got the blue or the orange, right? He fought in orange.
He did. He
So
did.
the orange shorts are already available.
I like that though. They're starting to let people like wear their own shorts, and the custom shorts gives more personality. You gotta love it.
I remember you used to lie about being from like, not lie, but you'd be
Yeah.
like, I'm representing like Kyrgyzstan or
Yep.
something,
It was
right?
unbelievable.
I still got my Kyrgyzstan army out there.
Do you still have to do that, or now you could just be like, give me the red ones, dude?
No, still Kyrgyzstan. So
I can't believe that. And then you do have like a Kyrgyzstan army, like
there's-
in your Instagram. And
on my walkout hoodie, there's always a Kyrgyzstan flag on
They're
my
like,
shoulder.
thanks for representing us.
And I'm the Kyrgyzstan lion.
It's so ridiculous.
it's truly one of the. Like I remember when I first heard it, I was like, "That's fake."
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, it's real."
And the fact that it's like, the fact that you have to go through that step of being like, yeah, Kyrgyzstan, when they know as well as you know, it's like, you just want the red and yellow.
Yeah.
You should be able to be like red and yellow. Come on.
Yeah, got to do what you got to do though.
But shout out Kyrgyzstan
Yeah.
for
Shout out Kyrgyzstan. If you're watching for this,
Yeah.
if there's any Frevola fans out there that are like, oh my God, but maybe their dreams are crushed now. Maybe they're like,
no,
oh,
I'll be to Kyrgyzstan one day.
All right.
Shout out to my Kyrgyzstan lions out there. I'll see you one day.
you'll bring the hoodies.
Yeah.
that may be a country that's like the America tells you not to go to.
If you gave me 3 hours in a room with a world map, I ain't pointing.
I
at
think I
Kyrgyzstan.
could point in the direction where it is.
I think I could get the continent maybe.
I would say it is.
I know it ain't
South
North
Asia.
America.
It's South Asia, like near Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
couldn't point out Kazakhstan.
stand. It's got to be by the stands.
It's near the stands for sure.
Well, I'm gonna look it up.
There's a cluster of stands over there, and it's one of them.
Yeah. I mean,
So how you feeling now? Are you back in the gym training? Obviously, you're there with Cash.
Yeah. Getting back to it, just having fun with it. I'm not even thinking about fighting right now. just having fun with it. And, every fight, every camp, you always, kind of, you have the fight and then you kind of reset and start the next evolution. So just kind of enjoying being a father and figuring that out and training and getting back to just training for fun. And it always starts with me is like for jiu-jitsu. Once I come back and I like start falling in love with jiu-jitsu, and then everything like starts falling into place. So just having fun with the training and, coming to the city to see you guys, chilling with the boys. We're going out to Mustang Harry's tonight. And,
yeah, no, that should be fun.
Yeah, right. I don't make it to the city too much, but we're gonna have a good time tonight.
100%.
How's Ray Longo?
Oh, he's the best.
Our favorite. We haven't had him on the show, and he's like he's become one of the white whales because we talk about him with every guest. And we're always like, oh, give us your Ray Longo story,
Yeah, I got to talk to him. I'll bring him in here.
We would love to have Longo, and he's like the godfather of all you guys,
We're at PFL. And Ray
Longo he walked past us.
Walked past us with
Cody, right?
Cody. And Ray Longo it was later in the night. He had a few drinks.
Yeah.
And Cody stopped Ray and was like, oh, you should go on their podcast. And Ray looked at us like, yeah, for sure. And they just kept walking on.
And we understood. We were like,
yeah. We were like, don't worry.
Not the time, not the place. Yeah.
And we didn't even ask. We were like, Cody stopped him. Oh, no. But it was, that's my only Ray Longo interaction outside of obviously seeing him on social all the time.
Yeah.
Also, a question for you. I recently did Matt Serra's podcast. He's got a Geek podcast now. And he is an underrated geek. People don't like talk about how much he knows about Star Wars and shit. Do you guys bond over that? Because you're also an underrated geek.
Oh yeah,
and I say that lovingly.
Yep, he's like a big comic guy.
Yeah. Like I didn't realize how much he actually knew. It's not just surface level stuff. He's really into it.
Yeah, he's at the Comic Cons too. And having a good time. Yeah, his new podcast is great. What did you break down? I gotta catch that.
We did the Spider-Man movies,
Ooh.
which was great because he hit me up and was like, "What do you want to break down? Anything nerdy, geeky, anything comic book, superhero." So I said, I could do Batman, I could do this, I could do that. I said, Star Wars is kind of like the big thing for me. And he's like, I think I might have to save Star Wars for GSP. I was like, understood, dude. You're bumping me for GSP. He said it like it was like, man, I don't mean to let you down, but GSP wants to do that. I was like, yeah, dude, do it with fucking GSP. The Matt Serra GSP podcast, people are going to be a little more interested in that. 100%. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Think about it. If you said it in that time.
Yeah.
When, and you were like, no, in 20 or so years, these guys
they can be podcasting about Star Wars
and
right after Matt Serra knocks him out, you telling someone that?
That's amazing.
It's one of the so and you after your last fight you went on vacation for a little bit, right?
Did you stay in Paris and or go all around France?
After we were in Paris for the week, and then after that, me, my wife, and my son, we went down to Nice. Did a little vacation. It was like the French Riviera. It was beautiful. It was like a beautiful little beach town. The hotel we were at had an awesome view. You could walk right to the beach, right to all the.
When you checked in, were they
I was getting recognized everywhere.
Yeah, well, you built up this French.
True, you kind of had some French fans in your corner.
It was insane.
You did a little French walkout too. Didn't it open with a French song? Yeah, going to the trumpets.
Wasn't it the French national anthem?
Yeah. It was a cool French song.
That's the only time I've liked the French national anthem.
But the amount of love that the French people showed me out there was amazing.
All-time MMA fans, truly. Whenever they fight, it's kind of the most locked in fans are.
Goes against the stereotype too. You think you go to France, everyone's rude to the Americans and stuff. You kind of prove that wrong.
Yeah, it's.
You just got to butter them up with the French songs first, and then they're like, all right, you're cool.
You got to work. You got to work to the people. I was, and I was pumped. Even I wanted that fight. I wanted to go to Paris. We got it. We had fun with the promotion. I had a great camp. We went out to Paris. We had a great week in Paris. The fight, was a tough fight. I kind of got my ass kicked, but and then we went out and we,
it's the fight game.
Hey, yeah.
It happens.
And then we had a little vacation afterwards.
The steamroller will be back as always.
It's not like you got your ass kicked by some nobody that. Was the reach advantage just more than you expected, or as you look back, or you just kind of hey, it was a fight I lost, whatever, on to the next?
No, I fought two guys that were 6'3", so I've been used to the reach. I was sparring guys that height. he was just a better fight. He just beat me. And that's the fight game sometimes. And now, I'm enjoying the ride. I'm still training. Sometimes I gotta like blink and I'm like, I'm still fucking doing this shit. Like I've been fighting. I've been fighting for 13 years now.
How long in the UFC? A long time.
I've been in the UFC
8 years?
now for, around there.
That's like
7, 8 years.
if you want to talk about percent, like they say, oh, most NFL players don't make it to year 3. The amount of UFC fighters that have gotten signed and made it, and you could even go past past UFC 50, because there's a lot of guys early on that weren't like, there's guys like karate, like, but we're saying true UFC fighters, guys who've gotten to 8th year. You've been what? I think 12 UFC fights?
Dude, it's a cutthroat business.
And the fact you're still around goes to show, obviously, your skill, but also how you've promoted yourself is not to glaze too much. How you promoted yourself is like, it was very much grassroots. It wasn't like UFC.
Grassroots for sure. You like from the earliest Steamrolla cards, you heard your boys in the crowd doing the Steamrolla.
Yeah.
Like everyone getting in on the chain.
Wherever you
and
would
then
go.
also just the style in which you fight. Like
awesome.
win, lose, or draw. It feels like you gain fans every fight.
Yeah, I am who I am, and luckily, I thank my brother, the Cheese Rolla. He kind of knows me better than most, and he helps me with he made that Steamrolla chant. Like for the longest time, he's like, make everyone do the Steamrolla chant. Make everyone do the Steamrolla chant.
Hey,
it paid off. Like it's a thing now.
But and then finally, like I did it.
Like it's like a thing
great.
commonly like associated with you at this point.
Oh yeah, and then we we got the Timmy Trumpets walkout. We linked up with the Mets.
It's just little pieces, like adding pieces to the arsenal as you're progressing.
But it was true grassroots. Like it started with just your boys, your brother, obviously your boys, like, and then now it's like, I mean, it's amazing. Like obviously you can't win every fight you go into, but I do feel as if every fight week you come out with more fans than you had before, which you can't say for a lot of fighters. I mean, look at right now.
Oh my God.
We have a guy that's
someone like Mario Bautista too. Is like he goes in and beat Jose, not to throw shots, but like he goes in and beats Jose Aldo, and everyone's like, "Fuck that guy."
Poor Mario Bautista.
Yeah, and then I mean, it comes back like MSG Fight Week again. I've done this 3 times. I fought at MSG 3 times. It's insane. Thinking back to 2019 was the first time I fought. I fought Lando at MSG. It was like the 25-year anniversary of the UFC, and it was my second UFC fight ever. I was coming off my first ever loss, and then I went out there and had a crazy back and forth fight that ended in a draw. And that fight in 2019 was a winner go home fight. If I lost that fight, I was 0-2 in the UFC, and they would have cut me. But and just thinking back to that, and now it's we're back at MSG. I'm not fighting this time, but we've done it all. Had the first round knockout, loss, and the draw. So
win, lose, or draw.
No, you've had a hell of a truly all over the world. During COVID.
The next thing they got to go back to UBS. Go back to Long Island would be awesome.
The last time was the morning card. We went to that. It was like weird. You're showing up at the arena at 11 a.m. for prelims.
It was on ABC.
Yeah.
It was great.
But, I mean, there was a lot of people there.
There was. And like by the main event, it was Ortega and Yair. It was like a great main event. It was packed. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, but that was
the main event ended immediately.
But that was great. They do have to go back to UBS.
Speaking of main events,
they will
though,
soon.
They have to.
What do you think about the main and co-main this weekend? Obviously, crazy odds in the main event. Like Jones is a crazy heavy favorite.
Dude, I don't think you can count out Stipe, the good old blue collar firefighter.
You think he makes it a fight?
I think he makes it a fight. I'm still curious to see the Jon Jones heavyweight experiment. We saw it, like a glimpse of it, but not much of it.
Yeah, it was so quick.
So
and it was against Gon, who doesn't really have a ground game. So it's like, of course he's a test for Jones. It's not like a nothing win.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you have Jon Jones against someone who doesn't have a ground game, it's like,
I think Stipe, you can't count out Stipe. He's got the boxing, he's got the experience, and he's older too. But Jon Jones is older, is a little bit
They're
old.
both old.
Yeah, I think it's
both been off for a long time.
I think Stipe's 42.
Yeah,
John's 37. I think.
They've both been out of the octagon a while.
But nobody beats Jon Jones is the other thing. Nobody beats Jon Jones.
Except arguably Dominic Reyes and Alexander Gustafsson.
Yeah, arguably.
I think Thiago had the best.
Thiago's close too.
Thiago had the best
he had
performance.
two torn ACLs on that too.
I thought he tore his ACLs in like 3 and 4.
Yeah,
and
but that was like coked up partying Jon Jones.
that is true, but that is the guy who showed up in the cage. That's
Yeah.
all I can I can't be
At this point, like that might just be Jon Jones.
Yeah. Like it's like, yeah,
He's
like if Jon Jones can't show up, so like, I don't know what to say. That's Jon Jones.
I mean, thank God this fight is even happening after he went out with Ryan Garcia after the Sphere card. Dana's reaction to that was so funny when they're like, Jon Jones is actually going out with Ryan Garcia tonight. He was like, what? I hope that's a joke.
It was always crazy when he said that, I think it was on Rogan, where he said he would get like blackout drunk, like the fight week of every fight, just so he had an excuse if he lost. I'm like, oof.
And then he would go in there and win and be like, fuck, I keep winning.
That's some deep psychological issues.
Yeah.
Like you need to go to a therapist.
But he's
he is the GOAT, for sure.
Yeah, he is definitely the GOAT. He's never been beat, and he's like tested himself, but he will always have, the stint in his, that he with the drug testing and the dick pills and
Has
the
life
picogram,
changed?
whatever it was.
Has life changed? Not under USADA for you, or is it very similar?
No, they're like the same. They show up, but USADA, the guy was my boy. He would come to my house.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
He'd come to my house. He'd watch me take a shit. We'd be chilling every time. The new guy is cool too. He comes to the gym though. But going back to Jon Jones, when so I went to Jackson Wink once. Like I think I was 1-0 as a pro, and I went out there and I stayed at the dorms and trained there for a week. And I was staying at the dorms and just talking to the guys, and Jon Jones was always there. And they told me back in the day that Jon Jones used to take dick pills and then go to like the wrestling practice and just wrestle with the fucking hard on.
What the fuck?
and I was like, what the fuck? He's fucking crazy. And then a couple years later,
he gets popped.
He starts saying, yeah, he pops hot. And he said, I took the dick pills. So I guess he was like,
well, that almost backs him up.
Yeah,
I know. So I guess
it almost does.
His name might be clear.
Built on the dick pills. He's a weirdo, but his name might be clear.
That is the most wrestling shit I've ever heard in my life. Like take some
so weird
dick pills.
I mean, listen, people are gonna immediately get on me for even me bringing this up, but like McGregor used to do like weigh-ins hard, and it was like obvious to be like, why is this guy in his underwear fucking hard? Is he doing the same thing?
Dude, I mean, I guess fighting gets to people in different ways, I guess.
There's that weird Adesanya tweet from back in the day where he's like, after I knocked out so-and-so, I went back to the locker room and I had like pre-cum in my pants. This podcast has gone off the rails.
And then obviously Adesanya doggy style Costa.
Yeah, he did the humped him. Yeah. Let's bring it back to earth.
And then Adesanya then fucked his dog.
No. Let's bring it back to earth with a co-main event prediction. Chandler and Oliveira. Who do you think's winning that one?
I'm gonna go Oliveira again. I think he's got the jiu-jitsu advantage. I think Chandler's gonna come out. He's got all that pent up energy for McGregor. He's like a little pit bull,
he's a pit bull.
Yeah.
Little muscle hamster. And then he's gonna be dangerous in the first round.
Always the first round is like, you never know with him for sure.
Yeah, exactly. But I
first
think
fight, he almost finished Oliveira in the first round.
He did. But that's the whole lightweight division. I feel like the whole lightweight division.
True.
Top 15, top 20, you could say. Anybody could beat anybody on any given day, especially in the lightweight division.
Loaded.
Yeah.
There's some divisions.
It's been loaded for like years too. Like lightweight has been consistently loaded. There are divisions like bantamweight has recently, in the last couple of years, it's like, holy fuck, this division's deep. But lightweight, forever.
And there's some divisions like middleweight where you're kind of like, it's gotten better now, but there was a point during Adesanya's run, which I understood, but there was some times people were like, who's this guy going to fight next? And then you had the weight, like Sean Strickland. I mean, he was like ranked 8th when he beat him, which goes to show that, like you said, anybody can beat anybody. But those divisions that are loaded, it kind of stinks though for the fighters because they're so loaded. It's like, if it passes you by, it passes you by.
Quick, yeah, moves quick.
Yeah, you got to be ready for when the opportunity comes. But I mean, I always say lightweight's the most stacked because that's like the average size of like a human is around like 175, like 5'9".
You're cutting down, yeah.
You know, I always wish that I was 6 foot. If I was 6 foot, I'd be a heavyweight like that. I'd be Roy
Aspinall
Nelson.
was just saying if he had to cut weight, he doesn't think he would even be interested in fighting.
No,
He was like, I'm pretty sure all of the interest I have in fighting is the fact that I get to eat.
No, it's crazy being here again this year. I remember last year I was here the same Thursday of fight week.
Yes.
Yep.
But I was cutting weight.
Oh,
Dude, I'm a different person right now.
Yeah, if you want, you can raid the snack closet.
We felt bad because I remember it's like, damn, like I know you have to do media, but I did.
You always feel bad in making fighters talk when it's like you're in agony right now.
I had like this much water to drink. For and then they got the press conference today too. That's why whenever I watch the press conference, I always look on the stage and be like, who's hurting right now from the weight cut?
Well, did you see Dana put the water in front of Taperra?
That was crazy.
That was
yeah, right in front of his face. His eyes were just locked on that glass. That was really funny. All right. This was great. Thank you for coming in as always. We'll have to get you in before the next MSG card for sure.
Well, maybe there's one in Long Island coming up, and then
True.
That could be his return.
That could be perfect, yeah.
Do you have an idea when you want to fight again or no? Just taking it.
Yeah, just
train session by train session.
Just training. But I'm around. I appreciate you guys having me. You guys, I love Barstool. You guys are awesome, and I think we're cut from the same cloth. You know,
East Coast.
We're the likable losers.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's actually
no. It's like
I put that on a t-shirt.
That's why I say always Barstool.
Yeah, likable's
Barstool,
nice.
You guys, Barstool's always the likable losers, and
yeah,
that's like I always say I'm a likable loser.
Yeah, I'll take that every day.
No, 100%. We appreciate your time.
All right,
thanks, guys.